Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world. Listen to the sound of my voice. It is a rainy day here in Georgia. Yes, it's raining, y'all. It's 55 degrees, though. 55 degrees going up to a high of 64. So still very nice, but rainy. Y'all know yesterday we had a beautiful day. I'm talking about beautiful. No rain, no nothing, just beautiful. And I was like, yes, like I am excited. Today it's raining. And y'all know I got a bowling night. So tonight is my bowling night. So I'm going to relax, I'm going to rest so I can go and not suck like I sucked last week. Well, let me say this. I sucked 2 games. Not so bad. We won all 3 games, which I was excited about. We haven't done that since the last season. So I was excited that we won all 3 games. But I got a rest today. And I didn't rest last week. My granddaughter beat me down, so I didn't get any rest. Today I'm going to lock myself away so I can get some rest. But anyway, it's a beautiful day nonetheless to be here with you guys because you could have been anywhere else. But God has woke us up this morning and put us on our way. So let's be thankful and grateful for that. All right, I got a guest for you today. She is called the belly therapist, but you got to stick around because I got to do the horoscopes first because y'all know I do. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk to my guest, and she's going to give us some health and fitness advice, which we all need. Y'all know I've been on that journey. I didn't eat. Listen, I was hungry last night, and I really wanted to eat. And I was trying to wait for my husband to wake up, and he didn't, so I just ate. So I've been trying not to eat past 8 o'clock, which has been working. So I've been doing good. So we're going to talk about all that good stuff right after I do these horoscopes. So right now, y'all, today is National Peppermint Patty Day. It's also Make a Friend Day. So make a friend and eat a peppermint patty. That sounds like that could be a commercial, right? Make a friend and eat a peppermint patty. I don't like peppermint patties, but I don't mind making a friend. I know I like making friends, so I don't mind making a friend. So make a friend and National Peppermint Patty Day. If y'all like peppermint patties, go with it. All right, let's get on with our horoscopes. Brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thyssen for today, February the 11th. Happy birthday, all you February 11th babies out there today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day wherever you are in the world. And I'm going to kick it off like I always do, and that is with Aries. You might have a problem hanging on to your money today. You will be encouraged to get involved in money-making ventures. Your charm will mesmerize members of the opposite sex. All right, now that's probably why you're going to have a hard time holding on to that money because your charm is being mesmerized. You're going to want to drop some dollars and encourage some folks and inspire some people. Listen here, Aries, don't use the money to get the person. Use your charm. Don't use the money because it's going to get you the money. It's going to have problems. Don't do it. And you may be encouraged to do some money-making ventures. Here's the thing, though. Make sure it's a good venture. Do your due diligence. Don't just jump into anything. All right? All right. Taurus. Pleasure trips will ease the tension between you and your mate. Find out if they have other commitments. Pleasure trips will ease the tension because you need to get out and do something nice. You know what I'm saying? Do something nice. Go out. I don't know where you are. Let me tell y'all something real quick. Y'all know I always got a story. So me personally, I don't like being in the rain. Do not. I was born in Georgia, raised in Jersey. So the snow, I'd rather be in the snow than the rain. Neither one of them I've had a choice. The reason I love Georgia again. But if I had a choice, it would be the snow or the rain. I don't know why I don't like being in the rain. My brother and his wife will go out when it rains. They love going out in the rain. I'll be like, well, y'all like we went to the mall. I'm like, it's pouring down rain, and they love the rain. So today for them is probably a good day. For me, I'm like, I'm not going out to time to bowl. Anyway, Taurus, take a pleasure trip. Ease that tension. You got to live with that person for the rest of the day. Probably for the rest of your life if you're fortunate enough. If it's a good person, let me say that, because it may be a bad person. Gemini, passion is inevitable and commitments can be made during the heat of the night. Ooh, your philanthropic contributions will bring you praise. Your sensitivity toward those you love will capture their hearts. Okay, nice. Listen here. Listen, passion is inevitable and commitments made during the heat of the night. Listen, let me tell y'all something. That's the wrong time. Have them make that commitment the next morning. Not in the middle of passion. People say all kinds of stuff in the middle of passion. Have them get up and say the same commitment in the morning. See if they really meant it. I'm just trying to help you out now. It's Valentine's Day weekend coming up. Everybody feeling all lovey-dovey. They saying things that they probably really don't mean, some of them, right? Ask them on Monday. I'm just trying to help you out. Cancer. You are best to put in some overtime rather than get involved in family gatherings. You have been going through a period of change that has caused problems for you and your loved ones. Take a look at yourself and prepare to make those changes you've been contemplating. We're going to be talking about some changes on this show today because I got the belly therapist here with me. And if you want to hear what she has to say, you got to stick around. So, Cancer, listen here. Take a look at yourself and prepare to make those changes you've been contemplating. Just do it. Y'all know I've been going through a change for like the last 3 years. I'm still changing. My daughter came and she was talking to me this morning. So she's supposed to work out. I was supposed to work out. All we did was talk. The only thing we worked this morning was our lips. And her boyfriend was like, she didn't work out this morning. I was like, me neither. We both sucked this morning. We were just running our mouth. We worked our lips. Do that count? Leo. You could overact to emotional situations regarding your relationship. Confusion regarding other people's money and joint ventures will come to a head. You need to refrain from being the generous one in the group. Stop trying to help everybody. Don't spend all your money in the group. You know, you got some people that be in groups, they just leeches. You got the person that's always, they don't never spend no money. They don't never bring nothing to the table. And then you find yourself always being the generous one in the group. Stop. Stop, Leo. Just stop. Let somebody else pay. I'm just trying to help you out. Virgo, satisfy your passionate mood. Your emotions are fluctuating, so be careful not to say things you'll regret. You have your own family to consider as well. Go after your professional goals. Go get it, Virgo. Go get it. Go after them goals. We're going to talk about some of that on this show today. Goals, visions, and bellies. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. Stay tuned.
Time goes by and yet I wonder, are you and me still the same? Are you still loving the game? I know I don't. You cast your spell and now and under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. So I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free. Set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind free. Made a promise to myself. This time I'ma keep it. When there's a will, yeah, there's a way. With every smile, with every tear, I know I will make it. I'm gonna see a brighter day. Oh, oh, oh. A brighter day, a brighter day. Oh, a brighter day. Time goes by and yet I wonder, why do we put each other through hell? Why can't we just get over ourselves? I know we should. You cast your spell and now we're under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. Yeah, so I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Yeah, made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free. Set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind free.
Daily Horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thiason. We're going to pick it up with Libra. Don't ruffle the feathers of those you care about most. Don't take your frustrations out on the ones you love. Talk to an older family member if you have helped them in the past. Listen. Hold your loved ones tight. Hold them close. Don't ruffle the feathers, right? Give them some love, constructive love. I'm calling it constructive love. Give them some constructive love, but don't take your frustrations out on them. They don't need that crap. That's your mess. Deal with it. Scorpio, you are best to put in some overtime rather than get involved in family gatherings. Favors are offered readily. All right, this is your day for favors. That's because you probably given a lot of favors, Scorpio. Your lover probably won't put up with your behavior. So if you behaving with your lover, it's a no-no. No. Your lover is not putting up with that stuff today. And besides, it's Valentine's Day weekend. Stop it. Call it one of them favors. One of them favors may be a spa day or something. That way your lover ain't got to be worried with you acting up. Sagittarius, don't let your emotions interfere with your efficiency. Dream a little today. I'm a Pisces. I dream every day. I'm just saying, Sagittarius. You need to clear up some important personal documents before the end of the year. Okay, so we are still at the beginning, so you need to, it must be a lot. They telling you in February to clean it up, get started, because it's probably going to take you the whole year to get it right. Clean it up, get it done. Capricorn, your attitude is changing rapidly and your plate is overloaded. You need to be careful not to make promises that you can't fulfill. Travel may be confusing. Let me tell you something about clarity and overloading your plate. Capricorn, at the end of 2019, I knew my goal was to turn Good Morning Gwinnett into a multi-million-dollar brand. I'm on track to do that, right? But I also knew my plate just had a lot of stuff on it. I'm talking about a lot. Like anybody who's around me and they're in those meetings with me, they know my plate was overloaded. Like I just had a lot of stuff going on. When I tell you, after my mom passed, I got super duper serious, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna button down. Here's why: because I needed to live my life, right? I took care of my mom for years, and she was my heart. She was my heart, and she's always fussing at me about working so hard. And when she passed away, I was like, oh my God, I just lost a part of my heart. But what that did was that gave me an opportunity to sit down and take a long, hard look at my life, and I closed down the business on what's the day? Thursday. I closed down the business on Tuesday, right? And for me, my businesses are like my babies. And it was like I just gave my baby away for adoption or something. But you got to unload your plate, Capricorn. And especially trying to get somewhere. Too much stuff on your plate, you're not going to get there. Trust me, I've been doing this for 24 years. And this is the first time ever my plate has been totally overloaded. And I don't plan on overloading. And it was so funny because I woke up this morning like, okay, what do I have to do today? I have to write an article. And then what? That's it. Not really, but for the most part, I ain't got 29 other businesses I'm running. Aquarius, later in the week, your boss will pat you on the back for a job well done. Changes in your home will be positive. You can make personal changes that will enhance your reputation and give you a greater self-confidence. All right? Make them personal changes, Aquarius. Listen, enhance your reputation. A good reputation is a good thing. A person with integrity and a good rep, yeah, you can get people to work with you. But when you got bad integrity and a bad reputation, yeah, not so much. And when you have those things, it's going to give you some self-confidence. So do those things. Do what you got to do. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces. In-laws or older individuals may give you a bit of a hard time today. Don't have any of those. Well, that's not true. I do got an older individual living with me. Problems with females you live with or work with will try your patience and cause your tempers to flare up. Trips will be favorable for business as well as pleasure. Listen here. I ain't doing no flare-ups now. I don't know about y'all fish, but I ain't doing no. So I got two that I live with. Y'all got some problems, young ladies. Y'all might want to go ahead and get on out the house. I ain't doing no flare-ups today. Not today. That's their problem. You're not gonna put that on me. So I don't know about the rest of you fish, but I'm declining the flare-ups today. All right, so that's all the horoscopes I got for today. I'll be back again on Monday at 10 a.m. to give you more of the horoscopes. But let's get on with my guest today, y'all. She is the belly therapist. My guest today is Amaadi Coleman. She is a certified personal trainer. Her tagline is create wellness through awareness, and she is the belly therapist. She's also a nutritional lifestylist. I want to know what that is. I like that too. Nutrition lifestylist. It sounds very luxury, right? Like I have a nutrition lifestylist. That's what I want to say. I don't want to say I have. No. I don't want to say. I want to say I have a nutrition lifestylist. So, without further ado, welcome to the show, Miss Amaadi Coleman.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And so, when I was reading your bio and I saw that your mom, because I was like, ooh, my mom should have did that too. Maybe I wouldn't have been. So I love grilled cheeses. So instead of doing that, she would drop me at my grandmother's house and she would make me these amazing grilled cheeses. And to this day, cheese is my weakness. Cheese and butter. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that just yet. I want to talk about you. So when I saw your resume, not your resume, when I saw your bio, and it said in your bio that your mom made you and your brother get up early in the morning and go running or biking before the day began, I was like, wow, what a great mother. Then that made me think, well, maybe I wasn't such a good mother. But anyway, how old were you when she started that practice?
The earliest I can remember, I would say 4,
Really?
5. Yeah, I was a little thing.
Wow.
I was a little thing. And we would go out, and it's dark outside. And I remember the first couple times, I'm like, Mommy, like, aren't you confused? It's dark outside. There's no sun. Why are we going to ride bikes? And she explained to me, she said, we got to get our exercise in before we go to school and before we go to work. And the sun just hasn't, it didn't rise yet. And so we're going to get it in before the sun rises.
Oh, wow. Now, was she like an athlete or something, or she was just really health conscious?
So she was athletic. I wouldn't say she was an athlete, but she was always active. She was always moving. She always had me in some kind of swimming. I've done everything: swimming, tennis, bowling, gymnastics, tap, jazz, ballet, martial arts. I mean, she had me in everything, and she was doing stuff herself. So she was very, very physically active, and she made sure that we ate well. Now, back in the day, this is like, early 80s, we did eat McDonald's. We did eat fast food, but it was maybe like once every other week. If she got busy, maybe once a week. It wasn't like fast food lifestyle, and she made sure that, she would buy the 100% juice. And I remember one time I would get upset because I would go over to my friend's house and they got Capri Suns and they got popsicles and like all this stuff, and I'm like living it up, and I go home and I don't have none of that. And I remember being in the grocery store one time and I was like, Mommy, I want the Capri Suns or what, whatever that was. And she was like, that is not 100% juice. We only drink 100% juice. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm just a little kid that just, loves Slurpees and popsicles and stuff. But before health conscious was the word, before the wellness journey, holistic, like before all of these soundbite words came to be so commonly used, this is how my life was. This is all I knew.
Wow.
I don't need different until I went to either relatives' homes or a friend's home or, somewhere outside of my home is when I saw different.
Wow. And that's so cool. Like my mom loved sports. Like she played basketball and she loved, like right up until she left us, she loved sports. Like she would watch basketball and football, but she never put me into anything athletic, right? I did play softball when I was like in 6th grade. My brother has played football his entire life. Like he was 6, he started like you, he started out like 6 years old and he's a football fanatic and he loves football. Me on the other hand, it wasn't, and I think, I don't know if she even thought about that. And she played basketball, but I've never really played sports. I bowled in leagues, which I still do to today. But I think that was such a great opportunity for her to help mold you guys so now you can be very health conscious. I see my daughter doing that with my granddaughter. Like my daughter gets up every morning, she do the bands and all this kind of stuff. And my granddaughter's only 2, and then she does the bands. And she was doing push-up this morning. And so I think that's a great practice.
Oh. It is because you don't realize when you're younger, you're not even necessarily thinking about when you hit 35. As a woman specifically, I focus on women. So when you hit 35, you hit 40, like when you're in your teens and your early 20s, you're not thinking about how you're going to look or how you're going to feel 20 years from that point. And if you have horrible eating habits and you basically don't have any physical activity in your life, and you keep eating the same way, and you have that mentality that what you're eating does not affect you physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, like all of these ways, maybe even financially, and you carry that with you throughout your life, by the time you hit, 35, 40, whether you've had children or not, your metabolism will slow down. Death, taxes, and a slowed metabolism are certain in life. And if you are eating healthy and it is a lifestyle, it's not like, okay, Mondays through Thursdays, I'm going to do this and then I'm just going to just let loose. Like if you have a pretty consistent, solid foundation, and you carry that with you through life, then when you hit your 30s and 40s and 50s, and when your metabolism starts to slow down, it's almost like, okay, well, we know that's going to happen, and you might not feel like moving as much, but if your eating habits are on point, it kind of balances it out just a little bit. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I do, and let me tell you, my weight has been a struggle with me my entire life. I asked my mom one time, when did I started gaining weight, and she said I was around 4. And when I tell you, I kept gaining like my entire life. It never really stopped. And I remember, and I had to go back because I had to do some work on myself. And I was like, well, what was happening when I was around 4 that I started gaining weight? And that's when my parents started having marital problems. And I remember my mom said one time that she and my dad was having an argument. And so every time they would have an argument and a fight, she would pack me and my brother up and take us to my grandmother's house. Well, this particular day, I got a head start. And when she looked for me, I had packed my bag and I was walking up the road. I was down in Albany, Georgia, walking up the road. So I knew that was coming. But it's a crazy thing how all that stuff translates into your life later. And I've always dealt with my weight. And I can tell anybody, when you get to them 50s, trust me when I tell you, it slows all the way down. Like, you be like, oh my God. Like, I just ate a piece of bread and I just gained 7 pounds. So, and I'm exaggerating, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And when you start talking about that, let's talk about diet for a second, because I know for me, I have never had the best eating habits, and people would see me and they would be around me for hours and hours at a time, and they never saw me eat a lot, and they would say to me, well, how do you weigh so, how you so big? And they didn't say those words, right? But that's what they were trying to say. And we never see you eat. Well, I had really bad eating habits of eating at night when I stopped working, because I'm a workaholic. And I would eat at night because I would be starving, and then I would go to bed. And so even though I wasn't eating, like I've never been a carb eater. And can you talk about that? Because I think a lot of people think if you eat a lot of carbs, you're going to gain a lot of weight. I've never been a carb eater. Like, it's never been my thing. Butter, cheese, yeah, I love. I'm sorry, it's who I am. That's what I love. But I've never been a big carb eater. And I know you have to have some balance. Can you talk about a balanced diet? And also, I want you to talk about being a vegetarian, because I think a lot of people think if they're a vegetarian, they can't gain weight.
All right, so the carb thing is a big one, because I hear a lot of people throwing this word around like we shouldn't be eating carbs. And I'm like, well, did you know that fruits and vegetables are considered carbohydrates? Mm-hmm. So what type of carbs? There are different types of carbs. You have complex, you have simple. Sugar, that's a carb. Of course, we don't want that type of carb, but we do want the leafy greens. That's a carb as well. So all carbs are not created equal. So I think we need to start with what the definition of, which is, carbohydrate. It's not just bread. It's not just rice. It's not just potato. It's also asparagus. It's also, so, and then we have starchy carbs. We have, so we have to be clear about the types of carbs. And so I would say the refined, highly processed carbs, yes, we don't want those, because we all know what white bread looks like, and we all know what on the other end of that spectrum the whole grain, multi-grain bread looks like. And there's a reason for that. So the lighter the bread, more than likely, the more processed it has become. And that just basically means that the fiber has been removed to increase the life shelf. So the people who are making the bread, and this is just one example, we can take any of the shelf products, crackers, cookies, anything, and they want to make a profit. Well, how do you make a profit? By making sure the product lasts as long as possible. Well, how do you make a food product last as long as possible? Because if you take a fruit or a vegetable, that joint is, spoiled in a week, if not 5 days. So we have to process it and add some chemicals to it and take some of the fiber out of it, mix it up, and then it can stay on the shelf. And then we can increase our product, and then people won't feel so burdened to have to, eat it in a certain amount of time. We'll just put a whole bunch in that one box for practice, for example. So they're removing the fiber, and now we have hydrogenated oils, which are horrible for the body. The body can't really process that, so that's how we get clogged arteries. So it's like this whole big, I could talk about nutrition forever. I've been studying it for literally 20 years. And, so getting back to the carbs, so refined carbs, and we all know what they are: cookies, crackers, cakes, pastas that are made with enriched, bleached flour. It says it right there, enriched, meaning they had to put something in it to enrich it, which are the vitamins and the minerals that they stripped out of it in the first place. And then they had to bleach it. Who the hell wants food that has been bleached? If you slow down and really think about some of these ingredients, we know the definitions, or at least we know what it means, what bleached means, what enriched means. And these are foods that we're actually putting in our bodies, and then we're supposed to function at the most optimal level? No.
Wow.
No. So, like you said, my tagline, creating wellness through awareness. My main mission is to educate, motivate, and empower women of color, literally to unleash their inner warrior by maintaining healthy lifestyles. And every word of that is true. And it can be applied to nutrition. It could be applied to fitness. It could be applied to anything. If we slow down and increase our awareness about what we're doing, what we're thinking, what we're eating, how our posture is, if we slow down and we have more awareness about what's going on with ourselves, then we can begin to make a change.
Absolutely.
You can hear it all day, every day. The people who are listening to me talk right now, it probably makes perfect sense what I'm saying. But if you yourself don't do the due diligence and slow down on a personal level and pay attention, it's in one ear and not the other, over and over and over again. So going back to the carbs, so we don't want the refined carbs. And I'll give you three. I'll give you three carbs that can be replaced. The white Idaho potato, don't ever eat those again, please. Please.
Why not?
Replace it with a red potato, or a purple potato, or a sweet potato, or a yam. High in fiber, high in minerals, high in vitamins.
Wow.
The white potato, listen, anything, with all the respect in the world, most things that we eat that are white have no nutritional value.
Wow.
Most things that are white that we eat, white sugar, white flour, white bread, white potato, white cauliflower.
What? Wait. We got to back up. Are there other colors of cauliflower? Because I'm thinking cauliflower is good for you.
Cauliflower is good for you if there is melanin in it. If there is color. The original cauliflower is not white.
Really?
The original potato is not white. Most original foods on earth are not white.
What?
Even the carrot, the orange carrot, the original carrot is not white. Orange, excuse me. No, there is purple cauliflower. There's green cauliflower. Just like the green cabbage. The green cabbage is not the original cabbage. There's purple cabbage. There's all different types. There's like over 5,000 species, or not species, but different types of apples.
5,000.
How many do you see in your local grocery store?
2, maybe 3.
5,000 different types of apples.
Let me
I'd be hard pressed to be able to name more than 5.
I don't think I can think right off the top of my head is Macintosh. So I don't even know 5. I know 1, Macintosh. That's it. Let me tell you this real quick, Amaadi. I was in St. Lucia. I was over there for business for 7 days, right? And we had a meeting with the government. We were trying to help them do some things in the streaming media space, because that's what my company does, streaming media. And I'm sitting up in, I forgot, the minister of something, but I'm in his office and I'm looking out the window and I see this fruit hanging on the tree outside the window. Now, what I love about the islands is that they can get fresh fruit right off the freaking tree that was there for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years. So we know that's the original fruit. You know what I'm saying? It's like not like somebody planted it, right there. It was like, and I'm looking out the window. And so when we got finished our meeting, I said to him, what is that? It was purple. It was deep, dark purple. I said, what is that? He said, oh, that's a mango. I said, but it's purple. He said, oh, yeah, we have 52 varieties of mango on this island. I had never seen a purple mango. I'm talking about deep purple. I had never seen one. So I believe you when you say there are 5,000 different varieties of apples. Wow.
Yeah. Now, to go back to the second part of your question about balance with your plate, so if you go back to the early 80s, maybe even the late 70s, early 80s, even spilling into the 90s, the USDA pushed the pyramid, right? The food pyramid. How much of this, how much of the protein, how much of the veggies, how much of the dairy, how much of the this and that should be on your plate. Well, recently, within the past 10 years, maybe even less than that, now it's My Food Guide. They've changed it because they've noticed, right, that 75% of Americans are not even overweight but obese. And guess what? Over 70% of Black women are overweight. And I don't know if there's a correlation, which I would probably say yes, but we also know that 3/4 of Black women are single mothers. And that's stressful. Yeah. I have been a single mother. I have 3 boys. And whenever stress goes through the roof, this is all connected. So it sounds like I'm off topic, but I'm on topic. But when stress levels elevate, cortisol, which is a hormone, secretes even more. So what's the big deal about that? Well, when your cortisol levels go up, when that hormone starts secreting more, your midsection starts to get bigger. No matter the working out and your fast, and your exercise, and you might, maintain, you might even lose some weight. But if your stress levels persist and that cortisol level stays up and you're always in survival mode, that fight or flight, that paycheck to paycheck, you got to do this, there's no self-care. This is a Black woman that's single, is a single mom. She's experiencing a high level of stress. And so then she starts to gain weight. And then she's worried about how she's going to feed the children on her one paycheck. And so now it's not the quality of the food, it's the cost of the food. And like I said before, she's eating and feeding her family white foods. What's going to happen? Not only is she going to become overweight, the children are going to become overweight. Now we have an epidemic now of children as young as 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that have diabetes. What? Yeah. I knew one adult when I was a kid that had diabetes. Now we have kids on top of all of the adults that have diabetes. This is a serious problem. And we do need to start balancing our plate. We need to make better choices. We make a lot of good choices about which nail salon we're going to go to because our nails got to look right, or which outfit is going to go great if we go to this cabaret, or the car we're going to drive and we're going to go get it clean every Saturday, or we got to make sure our house is clean because we're having guests over. What about our bodies? What about cleaning our bodies? What about making, and it's not, and to be honest, it is not for me. It's my number one goal with helping Black women is not to make them look good, but to make them feel good. Because if you feel good, you think better, and you are more motivated. And as a result of all of that, you look good.
I've lost
Black women that I've worked with, a lot of them don't feel good about themselves. They don't feel good about their situation. I want them to feel good. I want them to show up as best as they can, not for me, but for themselves.
So you talked about the cortisol. Let's talk about that a little bit more. Let's unpack that a little bit more, because I know for a lot of people, like you said, it's stressful. And when I think about myself, I used to think that a lot of my weight came from me just eating late at night. But when I look back at my life, it was very stressful. I've been an entrepreneur for 20-something years, and I'm talking about, just like you said, I was a single mother. When I first started my first business, I was a single mother. I had terrible credit, and I was trying to do this business and do a job and take care of the baby, and just, trying to put all my money into the business. So I'm investing and worried about, is my Jeep going to get repossessed, because I'm trying to pay to do some marketing. So it was crazy. And I did that for years, like years and years. I did that for years. So when you talk about cortisol, and I've heard that I heard cortisol being called the belly fat hormone. And so how do people, how do they balance that thing out? How do they cut it off? How do they get rid of it?
Well, you can't get rid of it, because guess what? The body is regulated by hormones, not how many calories you take in, and not by how many calories you burn. Your body is 100% regulated by hormones. I can prove it. When you're hungry, there's a hormone that's secreted that makes you hungry. When you're full, there's a hormone that's released to make you feel full. When you're sleepy, there's a hormone that's released to make you feel sleepy. When you're scared, in that fight or flight mode, then you have adrenaline. With everything is regulated by hormones. So you can't get rid of it. But what you can do is you can work with it. One of the things you can do to work with it is to deeply breathe. It's free. You don't have to light a candle. You don't have to go to a gym. You can be in the car driving. Take some deep breaths. Do you know that your inhale and your exhale on a molecular level weigh differently? Your exhale is heavier than your inhale. You're releasing toxins. You're relaxing the body. It's a stress reliever. We've always heard deep breathing, but it's true, and it's free. Deeply breathing, this is actually how you actually lose weight. This is crazy, because I saw a TED Talk, and the guy, he basically proved like burning fat. Like, where does it go? Like, you actually don't burn anything. You're actually exhaling it through your breath. And we're not breathing. As women, we're so uptight for many reasons, valid reasons. So we're breathing up in our chest. Our bellies aren't moving. So our diaphragm and our lungs are in our abdomen, in our torso, not up in our chest. So we need to breathe. We need to drop our shoulders and just breathe, at least for 40 seconds, deeply breathing, and that's all you're doing.
Wow. I never knew that.
Another thing you need to be doing, I would say, it's very soothing. It's very soothing. It sounds like it's weird, because, I used to be a shallow breather. I didn't breathe properly. And when someone would say, you just need to do some deep breathing, I'm like, I ain't got time for that. That's too much. I don't know how to do all that. But it really isn't a whole lot. It does way more than what you have to do to get to that point of feeling the benefits. So I would say deeply breathing, number one. Number two, make sure you're drinking enough water. Making sure you drink enough water. Why is that? Well, if over 70% of the body is made of water, and a lot of what we're doing to our bodies is really depleting it, I'm pretty sure we've all seen some kind of river or stream that used to be plentiful, and now it's kind of like going dry. So you can see more of the land. So this is what happens to our body. We get dehydrated in the form of dandruff, in the form of dry skin, chapped lips, constipation, stiffness in our joints. We're not able to focus on one particular thing. This is just one factor. So if we can drink more water, well, how much water? Because I get clients all the time. Oh, I drink a lot of water. I'm like, how much water do you drink? Oh, I drink, and then it's about, half of what they really should be drinking. So just for the record, if you are 100 pounds, you should be drinking half of your body weight in ounces. So that 100-pound female should be drinking 50 ounces of water. And that kind of shocks people because we've all been raised to drink 8 glasses a day.
Right.
And that might be true if you are a certain weight. But just like with alcohol, I take alcohol as an example to help people understand that if you have a 300-pound man and a 150-pound man, and they're doing a shot competition, who do you think is going to win that competition of taking those shots? Probably the 300-pound man because he's more massive. He's got more water content. He can hold the liquor probably a whole lot better than someone half his weight. Same thing applies with water. The 300-pound man and the 150-pound man should not be drinking the same amount of water. Same thing. Okay?
Wow.
So half your body weight in ounces. So if you get yourself a reusable water bottle or a mug, whatever you feel comfortable drinking out of, however many ounces that is, figure out how many times you need to fill that up each day to stay hydrated. Now, sometimes we might fall short, which falls into my third suggestion for balance. We have the breathing, we have the water drinking. Sometimes we don't definitely fall short, especially in the wintertime, because I don't sweat as much, right? So if we don't sweat as much, then we might not be drinking as much water. So if you're going to, kind of fall back a little bit on the water, then maybe you want to increase your raw food intake. Salads, smoothies. You can do cut up, and it sounds, cliche, but your cut up veggies with some raw hummus or some store-bought hummus. You want to increase the raw food intake. Why? Because raw fruits and veggies have a high water content. It can make up for the water you didn't drink.
Wow.
Celery. Cucumbers they have a very high water content. Celery has a high water and salt content. If you like celery and you have like a salty craving issue, like you just gotta have them chips or whatever that salty, snack, eat more celery. It not only has the crunch, but it has more sodium. But it's naturally occurring salt, so it won't be like the sodium that clogs your pores like chips, because the chip also has the oil that it was cooked in. So, does it sound more appealing? Not necessarily, but if you add your favorite dip that isn't too, far out there in terms of not really healthy, you can make that as a substitute, increasing your raw food content. So we've got the deep breathing, we've got drinking water, we've got the raw food. I would say move more. You don't got to go get a gym membership. If you got steps in your home, go up and down your steps 5 times. And then go back to what you were doing.
That works.
And then go up and down 5 more times.
That works. It was so funny because when I didn't have a gym membership and I had one, I was like, I'm wasting money because I never go to the gym because to me, I'm always going by myself, so I find it boring. So I was like, I'm not going to the gym. So I just started going up and down the back stairs. Like I would go up and down the back. And I got a lot of back stairs. That's the funny thing. And I was like, I'm going to go to back. Because the front stairs is not that many, but the back stairs is a lot. And I just started going up and down the stairs. And then my husband put a basketball goal in the backyard. And we started going out there shooting basketball once or twice a week. So we started doing little things like that. Like things that were, that we actually like doing. And then the bowling, like when you go bowling, like I would look at my step count and I'm up to 6,000 steps when on Thursday night. Now I'm trying to get to 10. At least on Thursday, I get a little past 6. During the rest of the week, I'm around 4. But these are all great things. These are so many. Breathing, deep breathing, drinking your body weight in water, half your body weight, which is great. I never knew that. Increase the raw food. We've been doing that. He made some guacamole the other day. Absolutely delicious. And I didn't have a regular tortilla chip. I had a sweet potato tortilla chip, which was really good, but I didn't have that many. So, because I do my tracking on my Fitness Pal, And that's the one thing that has kept me consistent is tracking on my fitness pal. I think I'm at day 477 right now. So I'm very consistent with that. And I have to give myself credit. Like, we don't give ourselves enough credit either, Amaadi, for the things we do. Like, I give myself credit because that's true consistent. That's over a year of me tracking like consistently, so you have to give yourself credit too for the things that you are doing well. So that give you some confidence to keep moving forward. So I get a little thing say, hey, to make it today be 478. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let me do it real quick. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So there's two things I want to say to what you just said. Yes, I think that we don't celebrate the wins, either big or small. I think we're so focused on what we still need to do as opposed to what we've accomplished and what it took to accomplish that. So that's a big thing. I'm glad you said that. And the other thing, fat. Here's another thing. I hear a lot of women say, "Oh, I gotta stay away from fats. That's too fatty. That's too fatty." But when they quote unquote fall off of their clean eating, they're eating something extremely, unhealthy and full of fat, unhealthy fat. So there's unhealthy fat and there's the good fat. And I just want to take a quick second. Guacamole, avocado is an amazing fat. We need to be eating healthy fat. That includes avocados and olives. They are awesome. We need them for our eyes. We need them for our skin. We need them for our hair. We need them just overall health for our heart. We need them to help. Another healthy fat, you'll find it in some fish like salmon. We need this. It's really, really important because some of us stay away from some of the things that we actually need to eat, and some of us run towards some of the things we need to stay away from. So I just wanted to say that.
No, thank you so much. I mean, this has been I've learned a lot. And so I've been, like I said before, I've been struggling with my weight my whole life. I did get gastric bypass in 2018 because I just gotten to the point where I was like, okay, I'm not doing well on my own. I need some help. And I've lost 120 pounds, but I still have some weight I want to lose. Like I got about another 35 and 40 pounds. Now people tell me, no, you look good. But for me, health-wise, I feel like I still need to lose another 35 pounds. So that last 35 is not coming off like the first 120. And that's okay because that's going to make me more disciplined. And I think when my mom passed away, like before she passed away, I was trying to get her to eat healthy and do all these things. And I think a lot of the reason that we lost her because she wasn't in great health in the beginning. Like we all got COVID at the same time. My husband, my daughter, the whole family, my brother, everybody. But everybody else was in pretty decent health. My mom was not. And so she succumbed to the virus. So being healthy, and I've heard people talk about it, like you should be healthy, and then people are like, oh, that's not true. A lot of people still think it's fake, which I don't understand that, but it had a lot to do with her not being as healthy as she should have been, and a lot of that came from really bad habits from the past, so but I tried, and it was so funny because I had this amazing guilt when she passed away because I used to always you got to get up and move. You got to move your legs. If you don't move your muscle, they're going to atrophy. You got to this was me all the time. And she would just say stuff to shut me up. And I'll tell her, you just said that to shut me up, didn't you? And she started laughing. But I tried to, push her as much as I could. I had her doing yoga in a chair in the living room, all kinds of things, But you have to have a made up mind yourself, and a lot of people don't have a made-up mind.
This is true.
They don't have.
And my mother falls into that category as well.
Yeah.
Which is why this is one of the reasons why I focus on making women, supporting women in feeling good and celebrating their bodies and loving themselves because it's a mindset. It's a mental action before it is a physical action. Your mental will always win over the physical. If you believe something or if you don't believe something, that's how you will live your life, according to what you think or believe, no matter what. And so you have lots of people on earth that need to heal from trauma, emotional, physical, mental, any kind of trauma, and a lot of it comes from childhood, and it's unresolved, and we bring it through life, and we slap it on other people that we deal with, and then we think they're the problem when we're just carrying baggage and throwing that baggage on other people when we get triggered, as opposed to resolving the issue and just sitting still. Again, slowing down, increasing our awareness of self. Why are we being triggered? We're being triggered by this person. Oh, we're always arguing and he don't or she don't. No, I am the one that is being triggered. Why am I mad? Because that person is not doing what I want them to do.
Right.
I mean, whatever the case may be, right? And then we soothe ourselves with what? Food. We soothe ourselves with, like, you know, moving, like not being social the way we used to be. We'll just sit on the sofa. Now we're on the sofa with a bag of chips. We soothe ourselves with instant gratifying rewards that harm us. It feels good, but it doesn't do good. So this is how some of the women I've worked with have been living. They're soothing themselves, but it's self-sabotage, whether they know it or not. And it's all coming from the mental. It's all coming from unresolved trauma. And as a result, a lot of people find it really difficult, especially the older you get. It becomes harder to heal from this. It becomes harder to heal. And then they wake up and they're 40 and they're 30 pounds overweight because they've been soothing themselves through food, not knowing that's what they've been doing this whole time. And they're not realizing that, okay, my metabolism is slowing down. I hear this all the time. Girl, I used to eat whatever I want. And if I saw, 5 or 10 pounds extra on me, I would just go take a boot camp class for like a month and then I was right back down. And now it ain't coming off as easy. Yes, I know, because your metabolism is slowing down and you're not young anymore or as young anymore, And I just say all that to say that my mother, she passed, it was 5 years in January, and I would juice for her. I would do all kinds of things for her. She had a lot of trauma, a lot of childhood trauma, and she broke the cycle. I didn't know at the time, but she broke the cycle. And I gave her the space to heal. I provided, I should say, space for her to heal. Didn't want it. It was too painful. It's too painful to walk through the fire, especially the older you get. So one of the things I would say is the deeply breathing, the drinking the water, eating raw fruits and vegetables, the physical activity, but also taking time for yourself and figuring out, like, what are your triggers? What is your unresolved baggage? What is the stuff? What is the stuff that is getting to you or getting in your way? Why are you afraid to move forward? Why are you so angry? Why are you, whatever that is for you? Figure out why and start to work on it. And your life will change. Literally, it will change for the better.
It will. I got to say this, and we're almost at the end of the time, but in 2000, I think it was 2008 or 2009, Georgette sent me The Secret on, okay, y'all, this one we were still doing DVDs. She sent me The Secret on DVD as a gift, and I fell in love with The Secret, and I let my daughter watch it and my godson watch The Secret, and they watched the whole thing all the way through. And at that time, I want to say they were probably about 16 and 17, and they watched it all the way through. And in 2011, Oprah came out with her own TV network, and she had T.D. Jakes on an episode, and he was talking about not being enough. And I'm sitting there listening to him. I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like me, right? And I'm definitely an overachiever to the point where nothing was getting done. It sounds crazy, but it happens. Like. And I was looking for the approval of my dad. So I would just create these things and make it bigger and bigger, because he never said to me, oh, that's great. Oh, I love you. Oh, I'm proud of you. And so I was in news. I was in magazines. I was everywhere. And he just never said it. And I didn't realize that I was seeking his approval. And so whenever I would create a new business, it would become so big, it was overwhelming. And then I couldn't do anything with it because it was out of hand. Well, anyway, long story short, I started to really do the work on myself. Right? Really do the work on myself, and been doing the work ever since. When my daughter got to the stage where she started having father issues like I did, I was able to guide her down the right path to help her heal herself. And when I tell you, that's one of my proudest moments ever, to see her say, I'm going to write my dad a letter and then I'm going to let it go. And that's exactly what she did. And I was like so happy for her. But I was so happy that I was in a position to share with her my experience with my dad and all the trauma it had caused in my life, and I didn't even know it. So when it was her time to go through it, I recognized what she was going through, and I was able to guide her. So I would say to anybody who's listening to the show, if you know you've gone through something, especially if you've gone through something and you're raising a daughter, please do your work so you can help them when it's their time. Whatever it is, because that's going to change the way their life is. Now my daughter is healthy. She exercises. She eats right. The baby is healthy. The baby loves fruit, Amaadi. She loves fruit and water. The baby eat more fruit and water than anybody in the house. And she asks for it. Oh my God, she loves water and fruit. It's like, give me some, she go to Wawa. Give me some Wawa. And we give her bottles of water and she drink. And I'm looking at her like, this baby loves water and she loves fruit. But that's my daughter saying, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to feed the baby healthy. You know, I was a single mother and it was McDonald's for her and chicken fingers and chicken nuggets and that kind of stuff. So, you know, when you know better, you do better. That's one thing. And when you know better, you do better. Share that better so somebody else can do better. And that's what you're doing. And I'm so grateful, so grateful that you have been on this show with me this morning, because I've learned things. I didn't even know that white cauliflower was a problem. I see people like, we're going to make some white cauliflower and it's going to be like potatoes. You know, now I eat raw cauliflower. I haven't never eaten cooked cauliflower. And didn't know it was a problem. But, you know, I thank you so much for sharing. Listen, how can people contact you? Because, and I had somebody text me just now. They're listening to the show. That's like, I'm about to sign up with her. It just came up on my phone. It popped up. And I was like, because they say you gave out really good information, and you did.
And we didn't even get to the belly therapy.
I know. Wait. We got to talk about how did you get the name? I got to talk about this, y'all. And I know, listen, we can go over time if we need to. How did you get the name? Because I have a belly. Like, that's what I fight with right now. You know, trying to lose weight. And it's like my little legs look so skinny. But now I got this gut. How did you get the name the belly therapist?
So there is a condition called diastasis recti. And you can get it, long story short. I focus on women who've had children, Black and Latin women who've had children. But men, I have had men clients. Everybody can have it. Children can have it. And it's basically that six-pack. The six-pack muscles separate during rapid weight gain in your abdomen, for example, during pregnancy. And it expands to allow the baby to grow. So that's a natural thing, right? And then after you have the baby, sometimes those muscles don't come back together. They stay separated. Well, what's the big deal about that? The big deal is because in between, going up and down vertically, between that six-pack is this tissue, connective tissue. And when that connective tissue is being stretched from right to left because the six-pack is opening and separating, it's almost like silly putty. It's almost like Play-Doh being stretched. And when you stretch that, it gets thinner and it gets weaker. Okay, so what's the big deal about that? Well, what's behind it? All of our organs, our uterus, our colon, our liver, our stomach, all of the organs are behind it. If the muscles are closed, all of those organs are supported. The lower back is supported. If it's open, you're literally walking around with your guts hanging out. And we have lots of women that have done everything, boot camps and all kinds of things, and they can look really good, but they just can't get rid of that belly. Everything else looks good, but they can't get rid of the belly. So if you have stubborn belly fat, if you have lower back pain, if you have poor posture, if you have urinary incontinence, which basically means urine leakage, like if you sneeze a little too hard, you might have a little bit of urine that might escape you. Or, you know how you run to the bathroom real quick because you got to go to the bathroom and there's a little bit of urine that might come out. If that happens, that's part of it. If you have painful sex, that's possible. If you have uterine prolapse, if your uterine is falling down, that's possible also. There's so many issues. That stubborn mommy tummy, it's not necessarily belly fat. Not all of it. It's because there's literally a separation. So if you go to my website, under the belly therapy tab, you'll see it. The anatomy of it. So I had it. I had 3 kids, and I had it. And so I did all this research between, and it actually didn't even start there. I had a lot of clients. I'm a personal trainer. I had a lot of clients that came to me and was like, "Oh, you got to get my midsection right. Oh my God, my stomach, this ain't gonna work." So many people kept asking me to focus on that part of their body. So I took an entire year and studied the core. I studied the core. I studied the muscles. I studied the movement. I studied what would work, what would not work, what would be creative, what a person would like, what would be damaging, what's a waste of time. Literally, I took over 20 classes. I looked at research studies. Like, I went in on the core. And I rediscovered diastasis recti. I was like, oh yeah, I think I have that. But see, I didn't have any of the symptoms. So I didn't think twice about it.
What are some of the symptoms?
So then I'm like, the lower back, all those what I was saying, the lower back pain, the you can't get rid of the belly. You tried everything, painful sex, urinary leakage, like pelvic floor issues, constipation. You might even have irritable bowel. You might have a hernia, an umbilical hernia. That's another issue. So these are some of the poor posture. So
wow,
I did some research on different programs that would help with the separation, the abdominal separation. And I searched high and low, and I did not find not one Black woman that taught it.
Wow.
Not one, from here to London.
Wow.
Not one person. I was like, what in the world? I know Black women got this issue. Why ain't no Black women helping other Black women do it? So I found the Tupler technique. And I said, I'm a natural skeptic. I'm not going to lie. I'm a natural skeptic. So I was like, all right, tell me the Tupler technique. So I went to the nearest consultant, and she did it. And I was like, I closed my separation in 4 weeks.
What?
4 weeks. I closed Yes, I closed it in 4 weeks. And now there were some things about the program that I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. So I decided to train, to study this technique. So I studied the technique for 6 months, and I, became the first Black woman to successfully complete that program. And then I trademarked myself as the belly therapist. So I'm like, this is really belly therapy. This is belly. These are not stomachs. These are not tummies. These are bellies.
Wow.
Because I'm focusing on women who've had children. So I want to offer therapy to women who have bellies. So I'm like, okay, I'm the belly therapist. So I trademarked that, and now I offer belly therapy. And the name of my program is called Love Your Belly.
Oh.
Again, it goes back to how a woman feels. A woman doesn't like her belly. She doesn't. The woman that comes to me, she don't like it. She don't want to look at it. She don't want to touch it. She just wants it to be fixed.
Me.
And I say, boo-boo. Boo-boo, that ain't going to work. And they look at me like, what you mean that's not going to work? I said, you need to love it. You need to accept it. It is sacred. It is magical. It is what it is. Stretch marks, loose skin, fat, whatever it is, you need to love it. Why? Because going toward your goals to make it and to improve it, whether if it's the look or the feel of it, it's going to be a lot more enjoyable if you love it along the way, if you accept it along the way, as opposed to cursing it out and shaming it along the way. If you're more positive than negative, you're definitely going to achieve your goals way quicker, and you're going to enjoy it. And more than likely, you'll continue to do these things because it felt better. If you go into doing anything like, oh God, I got to do this and I don't like that, it's going to be painful for everybody involved.
Wow.
So my program is called Love Your Belly. It's a 6-week program, and I focus on strengthening your midsection. I focus on making sure that your separation gets closed, and make sure that you're protecting your midsection. There's so many things like crunches, planks, facing down positions when you're having sex that you should not be doing if you have a separation. So for those that are listening, you should not be doing crunches ever again. I don't have any that I work with do crunches, and their midsection looks great. You can go to my website and see some of the results, or you can go to Instagram or Facebook and see some of the before and after pictures. And guess what? This is the kicker. I don't offer for the belly therapy, which is separate from my personal training and my online classes. With belly therapy, I do not go over nutrition, and it is a requirement that you do not exercise. No exercise.
Sign me up right now.
Guess what? And here's the other one. The exercises that I show you in my belly therapy program are breath-based.
Wow.
You can be driving in your car for the first 3 weeks of my program. You can do your exercises while you're driving.
Wow. You know, I've had excruciating back pains probably for the last 10 years. And when I did lose the 120 pounds, it became better. But I still have it. Like, I still have really bad back pain. So I'm going to say to myself that I'm probably one of the clients. I probably need to be a client because I know I have that. And then I've had so many different kind of surgeries. Like, I had gallbladder surgery. I had all these other kind of surgeries before I had the gastric bypass. I had, the female stuff and all kinds of stuff. So I had a cesarean. So I'm thinking, well, I kind of just said, you know what? I'm probably never going to have a flat stomach because, I've had all these surgeries. My muscles are messed up. I got scar tissue and all this stuff. Does that stuff really matter?
The scar tissue, you mean?
Yeah, the scar tissue and having like different types of surgery because I've had quite a few.
So if you've had a lot of abdominal surgeries, chances are you do have a separation.
I know I do.
If you've had a C-section, yeah, so chances are you probably have one. If you have had a C-section and clearly you more than likely have a scar, then in my belly therapy program, I also go over scar mobilization. And basically scar mobilization helps you break up that scar tissue. So what is a scar? Just a side note. So that C-section scar is basically a whole bunch of layers of tissue stuck together, right? So when you want to close your separation, that means your skin is coming in, the muscles are coming in, the connective tissue is coming in. But that scar tissue ain't going nowhere. Because why? It's stuck together. So I relate this to a Ziploc bag. The zip part of the Ziploc bag is your scar. And if you take the bottom part of the bag and ball it up, that's super easy to close. But the zip part ain't moving. That's like your scar for the separation. And so it's super important. I'm glad you brought that up because when you want to close your separation, but there's a scar there and all that the layers are stuck together, it's going to be hard to move all of that. But with the scar mobilization, to break up the tissue and allow the closure to happen, it'll be way more effective.
Okay, see, I'm probably going to need to do a whole lot of scar mobilization first because I'm all scarred up on my stomach. Woo! Oh, man, I feel like I just went to nutrition health school, like Health 102. No, Health 3.0. That's more like 3.0. That's not even 102. That's like a 3.0 session right there. Girl, thank you so much. I am so listen, let me tell y'all what we connected at. Just so y'all know how I feel about what I'm about to say. We connected on Clubhouse. See what I'm saying? Like, you can do some things on Clubhouse, meet some great people, and I swear, I hate to stop right now, but I gotta stop. But, Amaadi Coleman, I want to have you back again. I'm probably going to sign up for your program, and I probably got a couple people that's going to sign up. Someone already texted me, said they was going to reach out to you because they're listening. This has been amazing. This has been so informative, and I really, really appreciate you for taking some time to share all this great information with us. How can people get in contact with you and find out more about your programs?
So you can go to my website at fittribewellness.com, FITTRIBEWELLNESS.com. You can go to my Instagram, Fit Tribe Wellness, or The Belly Therapist. I also sell athletic clothing for women, so that's Fit Tribe gear. All of those are on Instagram. I also have Facebook. You can find me Fit Tribe Wellness. I have a private Facebook group called Love Your Belly, and it's a private group so women can feel safe to share and receive. So you would have to request to join. So that's definitely an option for women that are looking for more information, motivation, just all kinds of things there. Also, I do post a lot on my personal Facebook page, which is the Amaadi Coleman, Amaadi. I'm on LinkedIn, Fit Tribe Wellness. I have a YouTube page, Fit Tribe Wellness. And if you sign up, if you go to the website, I do a newsletter twice a month on the 1st and the 15th of every single month. I don't care how tired I am. You can sign up for the newsletter, and it's all things about, women of color and health and fitness and nutrition and belly therapy and, recipes. And I also, for the past 4 months, have been spotlighting a Black woman in my newsletter. So I know a lot of amazing Black women that need, love and support and, just they need to be known. And so they are featured in my newsletter. So I allow them to contribute an article to the newsletter so people can know about their services and products and what they have to offer. So, if you just do a Google search for Fit Tribe Wellness, you'll definitely find me. For those that are interested in getting more information about fitness and nutrition specifically, you can do a free consultation. I do free 30-minute consultations. If you're interested in belly therapy, I do a free 30-minute consultation for belly therapy as well, because you might not know if you have a separation. So you can go to YouTube and look at the video that I posted. I walk you through how to do a self-check. I find it very empowering to empower women to check themselves as opposed to relying on someone else.
Wow.
We can also do the self-check through our consultations. Yeah, I'm very big on empowering Black women.
Well,
this is not about me. This is way.
I got to tell you, you were talking, and I'm sure we're probably going to reach out because I know I do the podcast, but I have a TV network as well. Noise Media Network is my company. Good Morning Gwinnett is a brand up under the company, but we have a TV network, and our content is streamed on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and also Android TV and our mobile app. So I'm probably going to reach out to you, or Georgette is going to reach out to you to see if you want to, put that content on all of those platforms, because we may be able to do that. The video content.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. I love what you're doing. Yeah. I really, really love what you're doing. I love the fact that you're empowering women and educating women and just giving so freely of your knowledge. And so people, can just get healthy. Let me tell y'all something. I think one of the main reasons so many people have passed away is because they were unhealthy. And I'm talking about from the coronavirus. And I'm just talking about from personal experience. It touched my family 3 times. And each time the person had an underlying issue. And so we need to fight for ourselves to be as healthy as possible. So I really appreciate you, Amaadi, for just being here, sharing all this great information with us, sharing where people can contact you. And whatever I can do to help you get this message out across the world, I'll do that. And so I have this amazing platform. And if that's something you're interested in, I'll have Georgette reach out to you. And she'll tell you what we need to make sure that the Fit Tribe Wellness Club is on our network.
Awesome. I would love that. Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed talking to you. I love you. We haven't met in person, but I love your energy, and I love what you're doing for the state of Georgia and all your listeners.
Thank you so much. All right, listen, guys. Y'all heard a great interview here today, and you can follow Amaadi on all of her social media platforms and visit her website and get yourself into better health. I'm working hard every day. Yes, I slip. I do. I had a piece of pizza the other day, but I took the cheese off. I always take the cheese off. I told y'all at the beginning of the show I love cheese. I took the cheese off, didn't eat the bread, but I still ate the cheese. So I'm going to eat the cheese. I'm going to figure out how to get a better form of cheese. But anyway, this is all I got for you today. I'm going to go to my last song. I'm going to come back and give you my words of inspiration. Amaadi, again, thank you so much. Enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Enjoy your day and enjoy your Valentine's Day. I don't know if you have a Valentine, but if you do, enjoy that. If you're loving yourself on Valentine's Day, enjoy that too. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. All right, guys, I'm going to my last song. I'll be right back after this last song to give you my words of inspiration for the day, so stay tuned.
I can see you looking at me. Yeah, my eyes are open wide. So you want me to set you free? Take a walk with me outside. Tell me everything about you. Yeah, 'cause I really wanna know. You can ride with me forever. Yeah, anywhere you wanna go. Night is over the park and a few brave stars. I give you the moon and my all is yours. Don't hesitate, just give me your all. Just give me your all. So let's fly into a dream I won't deny. I'm so in love, let's go for gold. Let's go for gold. If we ever was lost before, now we finally found our way. And love is stronger than anything. We will make our own way. Night is over the park and a few brave stars. I give you the moon and my all is yours. Don't hesitate, just give me your all. Just give me your all. So let's fly into a dream I won't deny. I'm so in love, let's go for gold. Yeah, yeah, let's go for gold. So let's fly into a dream I won't deny. I'm so in love, let's go for gold. Yeah, let's go for gold.
Welcome back. So listen, guys, y'all know today is my Friday. Yeah, I know it's Thursday, but it's my Friday. So I'm about to be out. But before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration for today. And here goes. When your why is big enough, you will find the how. Let me say it again. When your why is big enough, you will find the how. Les Brown said that, and he was absolutely right. What is your why? Is it big enough? See, your why is going to motivate you. Your why is going to make you get up every day. Your why is going to make you do the things you don't want to do. The why is going to make you do the things you need to do. The why is going to make you do the things that people say you couldn't do. That's when you know that it's big enough. And then because of that, you're going to find the how. Or the how is going to find you. It's going to find you. And a lot of times people don't know their why, or their why is not big enough. And you can tell the ones who don't have a big enough why. They say they do. They don't get nothing done. Nothing moves. They don't move. They don't take any action. Nothing gets done. I don't care what nobody say. I can tell a person with a big why. You know why? Because they're moving. They're making real action. They're making real progress. But their why is not big enough when they're not. And then they say, I don't know how to do it. That's because you don't have a big enough why. Listen, when I first started my first company, I would stay up half the night working on that company, go to bed around 5 o'clock, get up, take my daughter to school at 7 o'clock, come back, do the same thing over and over again. And we did that over and over for 2 years, over and over. I had a why. One, I had quit my job, so I had to try to figure out how to make some money. That was the first thing. Two, I had this little girl that I had to take care of. That was my why. And to this day, she and my granddaughter are still my why. Even though she's a grown woman doing amazing, amazing things that I'm so proud of, they are still my why. I got to get up and get it done. You know why? Because I want to build a legacy. I want to leave a legacy. When I kick the box and they put me in the ground, I told them don't put me in the ground though, but when they put me into wherever they're going to put me, I need to be able to say I've left a legacy behind. Whether small or large, it needs to be a legacy. It needs to be something that my family can pick up on and keep it moving. Just like the Rockefellers, just like the Vanderbilts, just like the Chase family, just like the Trump family. Ugh. I'm just saying, legacy, good or bad, I want to leave a good legacy. I want to create generational wealth. And that's what I work for. So that's my why. That's why I get up when I don't want to. That's why I do the things I don't want to. That's why I make the calls that I don't want to. I had a call right before. I mean, it was literally 5 minutes before the show. I had to make that call and I had to talk to that person. And I had to say, listen, I'm going to call you back after I'm about to go live in like 5 minutes. You know, I picked up the phone and called so many people this week. Normally I don't do that. I shoot an email. It's like, nah, I need to call this person. I need to talk to him on the phone. You know why? Because my why became bigger. It became bigger. Like I always had a big why. Now it's bigger. You know why? Because I really want to just enjoy my life. But I can't do that if I'm bogged down with all this stuff. I don't have a really good why. The hows are not showing up because I'm not doing the work. Yeah. So what's your why? Be honest with yourself. If you don't have one, say I don't have a why. I haven't figured it out yet. Until you figure it out, you're going to struggle with the how. So all I got for this week could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 22 minutes with me. And yes, this was a long show. It seemed like Monday, right? But that's okay. I hope you got some really great information from Amaadi Coleman. Thank you again, Amaadi, for helping me learn more about how to be a healthy person. And thank you for sharing all that great information with my audience. I appreciate you for that. I'll be back again next week. Listen, if you missed any episode of this show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes there. If you listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, go to Apple Podcasts, find your favorite 2 episodes, give it 5 stars. I appreciate you and love you to life for that as well. Follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett. And follow me on the Twitter at Good GM Gwinnett. I'm about to say Good Morning GM Gwinnett. Also, be sure to download our app from the App Store. It's the Good Morning Gwinnett app. If you got an Android or an Apple, there's an app for the Good Morning Gwinnett store there. I'll be back again Monday, 10 a.m. live, God willing. Listen, stay safe out there. Hug your family and tell them you love them. And until next time, make it a great day. Have a great weekend. Bye, y'all. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, I forgot to say happy anniversary to Benton and Barbara. 21 years of love, y'all. 21 years. Listen, happy anniversary, Benton and Barbara. I wish you 21 more. Happy anniversary. All right, bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.